I don't even know what to say. I've been trying to think of an intro, but just I'm so excited. Nothing cohesive is formulating in my head right now. I just want to talk. Wow, guys. We did it. Wow. Tom's new suit looks amazing, dude. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get the suit over with so we could talk about some of the other elements that are, happening with this movie besides the suit, because this is the huge, official breaking news thing that happened these past 2 days. So let's go take a look. So here is the brand new suit reveal. I'm assuming everybody saw this one. I mean, we could play it just for funsies because of how short it is. Sure, let's do it. Like, everybody saw this one, right? They're super short. We'll talk about the logo there for a second, because everybody's pointing out that the logo isn't exact. But this is the one that we're talking about right now. That one, that was cool. That one we got yesterday, August 1st, which was National Spider-Man Day. And today, we got this one.
We ready?
Oh my god, dude. That's enough to make me cry. Sorry, I literally could not get my screen to go back. I kept locking my computer. Wow. I can't get over that. That's ridiculous how that makes me feel. Somebody said that seeing that 23-second, little teaser just for the suit made them more excited for Superman and Fantastic Four, and I couldn't agree more. Nothing tops Spider-Man. There's nothing. There is no other superhero that tops the excitement that Spider-Man brings me and everybody else. This has 1.3 million views. It's only 3 hours ago this was posted on the Sony Entertainment account. Let's check the Marvel Studios. Oh, Marvel Entertainment didn't upload it. Okay, so Sony Pictures did. Then who? Who else? The Spider-Man channel? Let's see. Oh, no, only Sony Pictures. Oh, and Marvel Entertainment did 2 hours ago. Oh, it does not have nearly as much. But on, like, socials, oh my gosh. So, obviously, the big thing that we're talking about right now is the suit. So, I have kind of a just little folder of, what the suit was before and what it is now, that type of thing. We're just going to be taking a look and kind of analyzing it. So this is a concept piece from No Way Home on what they used to use the final swing suit. And I think they took a little bit more inspiration from this and made the blue a little bit darker. We don't know about the mask. That's one thing that we don't know about. Also, we don't know about the back logo either. And this is the concept and what we saw at the end of No Way Home. And it obviously looks very different. And like very different in terms of the pattern and the material. I mean, like, look how shiny and look how segmented that material is. And in the new suit, when we take a look, you'll see it's the blue isn't even like that. So here's another version of it. First off, I want to say I love this suit. I do wish we got to see more, but I understand that this film takes place 3 years after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Suit's gonna rip. It's gonna tear. It's gonna stain. It's gonna, get dirty. It's gonna need a new suit at some point. Whether or not it be a replica of this suit here, it's gonna be different in some way, So I mean, I like I said it in the first video where we talked about the that weird stock image of Spider-Man, that I'm okay with it making minor alterations, especially if they're for the better. I think that's what they did, minus one thing with the belt, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I love this suit. I do. I do wish we got to see this suit in this movie, but I understand why they didn't. So here's that picture. I mean, I guess you could say they did take a little bit more inspiration. Maybe the eyes, we don't know about the mask. Maybe the eyes are going to be a little bit more, wider, and I think that'd be cool. I think my problem with it is people want the McFarlane eyes. And I love the McFarlane eyes. Don't get me wrong. That is it's iconic to me. I love how big they are. But I don't think they'll work in live action for Tom Holland or just next to any other characters. Could you imagine Tom Holland Spider-Man with those big McFarlane eyes standing next to Sam Wilson's Captain America? It just doesn't fit, right? So I think right now is not the time to bring in those. These eyes, on the other hand, I would like. These are pretty cool. They're still buggy. They're not as jagged and comic booky. They're kind of nice. I like them. Here's an HD version of the suit, guys. Wow. So that brick pattern is in every single Spider-Man suit besides the Amazing Spider-Man suit and all of Tom's previous's. So Tobey Maguire's suit has that brick pattern. I mean, hold 1 second, for real. Hold on. This is my Tobey Maguire, and I mean, hopefully it'll. Yeah, look at that. You could see the brick paneling. It's very similar to how this one looks, and that's awesome. I think it's a great homage because it is supposed to be an homage to the Multiversal Brothers. I think that's what the script even said in No Way Home, is that Peter creates a suit based off of his Multiversal Brothers who helped him get to where he is, or something like that. And wow, guys, this is the HD version. You can see the blue is different. You can see the pattern of the blue is the brick pattern. It's not this paneling sectioning that we see here. And there's nothing wrong with the paneling and sectioning here. I think it's cool. I think it fits. But this is just perfect. There's nothing wrong with this suit. Here we see a little bit of his, web shooters, which do look a little clunky. But I'm assuming this will be toned down with VFX. Maybe they're just to capture. I don't know, but you see here, there's a little bit more red than the back logo that we know to be the final swimsuit. I actually don't have a picture of it. I don't know why. But the front logo and the back logo are very similar. This logo right here is also on the back, but in red. I am seeing now that maybe the chest logo is a little low in comparison to this, but I mean, I still love it. Yeah, I think it's a little low. That's my other complaint, but that's it. There's another picture of him. The belt, another thing. It's very reminiscent to the Amazing Spider-Man 2's, where it's very the body. Here I am with Tom Holland right now. It's a little long. I think it could have cut right here, and they could have went up, or maybe down a little bit more and up, and then did a instead of this. It looks a little too rounded, in my opinion. I think it needs to be a little bit more jagged. Still looks great. I'm very excited to see. I seriously do not know why was that in there. This folder is literally called Brand New Day Suit. Why is that in here? This is the post-credit scene, that's why. Sorry, guys, I just leaked it for you. This is the post-credit scene. So wholesome. Love them. We've come a long way, guys. We really have. Wow. This is awesome. It is so awesome. And, I mean, not saying Tom Holland's Spider-Man is perfect. I do love him, right? He still takes the cake for me any day. And I think that's just my nostalgia and my bias, and that's just what I grew up on. I will always have love for, Andrew. I don't hate... I am one of those people who don't think we have ever gotten a bad Spider-Man movie. I mean, we have gotten, bad written, but nothing inherently insanely bad about them. And now in terms of, the way we see the multiverse and the stories, that's, they don't always have to be perfectly adapted. They can be changed because that's what makes them different, and that's what sets them aside from different universes where similar things happen. Anyway, we are so blessed that we are in this, like, this time where we can see something like this. Even if you're not interested inherently in Spider-Man or movies, this is something to behold. It's so interesting how this, like, I don't even know how I'm, like, trying to say this, but the culture behind this character specifically is different than any other. I mean, you could put him next to Batman. Batman has an insane culture as well, but it doesn't compare to the culture of Spider-Man. Same thing with Superman, Iron Man, Captain America, all great superheroes. And yeah, when Spider-Man collabs with them, awesome, but him alone is just something else. It's a monster of a franchise. He would be profitable on his own. I mean, he is, you know, basically on his own almost all the time besides the MCU. So, like, it's such a weird phenomena. This is going to, like, this character specifically is going to be talked about until the sun explodes. This character will never die, and I'm 100% confident on that. Like, wow. So outstanding on how much just this, a 22-second, 23-second video could impact that many people. Insane. So here's a better look at, I guess the belt kind of cuts off, but his web shooter is here. They do look a little, I mean, I didn't want to be, let's not stare at Tom Holland's crotch real fast. Yeah, they what'd I do? They do look a little clunky. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I'm sure this is just something they have to maybe hide a zipper, or maybe he could just slap on just so the VFX artists kind of get a, you know, where his web shooters are, where the webs are supposed to be coming out of, and then maybe they'll thin it down in, you know, post. They're gray, they're silver, which I'm so indifferent about when it comes to my web shooters. I love them hidden, but I also love something small that adds to the suit in a positive way, like the Amazing Spider-Man 2s, or the Insomniac Spider-Man, Miles specifically for his first suit in Miles Morales. Love the way his web shooter design was, but I like it. I do. I'm trying to be positive about all this stuff because I know things change. And I mean, like, it's going to happen. He's going to keep this specific type of suit throughout the rest of his trilogy, and they're going to make alterations to it. That's just how it's going to work. And if there isn't, I'm okay. This is a great suit. I'm very happy with it. Here's what we got at the end of No Way Home. But guys, look at that. Let's go to that high, you know, HD version. You can see that brick patterning very well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, guys. I really am. So let's talk about some of the other things that we have been seeing. Number one, we gotta talk about this. The set is huge. Wow, like, they closed 60 streets for this giant action sequence that is rumored to be Punisher and Spider-Man fighting over a Department of Damage Control operation, and one of the tanks has, like, the Inner Demons logo on it. So let's go back to me in, was it 2 months ago or something, when I made my Spider-Man Brand New Day, what I want from Spider-Man Brand New Day video. I called it. Everything besides the Hulk and Punisher Spider-Man relationship there, because I didn't even include Punisher because that was such a weird thing. That was like a couple weeks after I had done that video. That was such a curveball for us. But wow. So I this is what I think right now. So obviously, we've had a couple things happen since I've uploaded. We've had that picture from Destin Daniel Cretton's assistant, where she showed those comic covers of Tarantula and Boomerang, and Kevin Feige said that Destin Daniel Cretton has like 8 comic covers that he wants to recreate in this movie, and we already had rumors of characters like Tombstone, Boomerang, Scorpion, and Tarantula appearing at that Disney merchandising panel back when we got that stock image of Spider-Man, and it ended up all being true. I mean, it's gonna happen, and I think they're doing this in such a perfect way where it's similar to how they kind of did the intro of the Fantastic Four, where they did kind of a recap. I think they're gonna do a recap, or just have a bunch of these colorful villains around New York City that Spider-Man takes down regularly, like the villains of the week, like I said in my video. But then where the Hulk and Punisher come in, someone said that Hulk might have created the spider that bit Peter Parker. Now, I think that is a reach, because I know they both, radioactive spider, gamma radiation. Understand it. I get it. However, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think something in relation to the greater story of the MCU or something along those lines will bring Hulk and Spider-Man together. And in terms of Spider-Man and Punisher, I think they're just going to be able to come across each other as they're both kind of, surveying the streets at night and whatnot. So, also, Charlie Cox Daredevil, I would love him to make an appearance. I think he should, if Punisher's going to be in there, but depending on Punisher's involvement, because, he could just be in there as a cameo or in that major sequence and maybe show up another time, or he can be a huge role in the movie, and we don't know the extent of his role whatsoever at this point, so it's very difficult to say what he's going to be. Next, we'll talk about Mr. Negative, because he is definitely going to be the main villain of this movie. I think so. I think he is going to be employing these villain of the week to, throw Spider-Man off to kind of create a master plan and whatnot. So he's going to we know Scorpion was on set the other day. We didn't get any photos of it, but it's confirmed now that Michael Mando is reprising his role as Scorpion, which is perfect. And I think he's going to be utilized very well. I think they're going to do something similar to what they did with him in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, where he is kind of this gang leader, and he leads these goons, and maybe he's getting this high-tech weapons and stuff from Mr. Negative, and maybe Mr. Negative has another buyer who could be someone else that we know, maybe the Tinkerer or someone like that. But I do think having Scorpion as kind of a villain of the week will make a great staple for other villains to come in, because, I mean, having those villains of the week make bigger threats seem more scary, in my opinion. Because if Spider-Man thinks that, it's just one of these villains of the week, and it's not, then it kind of ups the ante a little bit. And I think that's fun. So I think Mr. Negative is somehow going to be the master planner of all of this stuff, and I think he is going to corrupt Hulk in some way with his, negative power, and Spider-Man and Hulk are gonna fight, which is gonna be very cool. I'm very excited, guys. I do want to apologize because I didn't upload my Superman review or my Fantastic Four initial reaction or review, which is kind of annoying, and I'm sorry. I've been actually doing things that matter, and that's not to say you guys don't matter, but when it comes to priorities, harmless YouTube videos I do for fun is on the bottom of my list. But I love you guys, and we're going to be doing some more stuff. Maybe I'm going out of the country for like 2.5 weeks, so I might do like a little, just kind of a short video, not vlog, but kind of like a creative thing that I don't know. I'm thinking about what I'm doing. I'm going to take this camera that I'm looking at right now. And, yeah, guys, we won. Let's actually, before we get off here, because I have been recording for 20 minutes, I am going to see if we got anything else here. Yeah, I agree with that. Someone said, can someone please get Tom a new hairstylist? And I agree with that. I think his hair needs to be kept a little bit more. TCU, if you guys know who that is, it's the real cinematic universe. This with a nanotech mask. And then 3C Films responds. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's Tobey Maguire with a gun. I have to say that. Oh man, great. Shout out 3C, I love him. Wow, guys, we won. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.